Again, Mr. David Allen, this time in Poland. So now you've seen a bit of Krakow. Is it a good place for events?
Absolutely fantastic. I think the first thing we did yesterday was out in the market square. What a beautiful square. I had no idea of it, but walked around the square, went over to the cathedral, went up to the castle yesterday, and actually went to the arena last night to watch Katy Perry sing. And the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. But what it did for me was it actually whetted my appetite for the noise that the Polish fans are going to make on April the 11th when we come here with what's going to be a fantastic card.
Yeah, we have noisy crowd, that's for sure. I've seen those photos on Facebook, the face-to-face, exactly at the square, as you told me. No police problems when somebody, was face-to-face publicly?
I don't. Why would there be police problems? I think the beautiful thing about the sport is the respect that the fighters have for one another. They're entering into the octagon in a contest, but outside of that, they respect the ability of one another. They respect the history behind one another, and it's not just Gonzaga and Mirko. It's also Jimmy and Jan. The respect that they have for one another. Two great fighters making their way in the light heavyweight division, and who knows what the future can hold for those guys. We saw a major upset in Stockholm, with Anthony defeating Alex on that night, and now Anthony steps in and could become world champion, in a number of weeks' time. So this is a great opportunity for those two guys. But I think the bigger opportunity is for the 6 Polish fighters. You got 6 Polish fighters on the card. I've met you all around the world. Who would have thought we'd be standing here in Krakow saying that there are 6 Polish fighters going to fight on the card in Krakow on April 11th? Who would have thought that we could be standing here saying that Poland could have the first European Championship under the Zuffa ownership of the UFC. So what a great time for Poland, and I think for all the fans, you've got to come to the event on the night. Don't miss out. There's always only a first time for everything, and this is the first time the UFC will be in town. So make sure you're able to say you are there.
This is truly surprising. 6 Polish fighters, and I was wondering why. Why this time? Why in Poland? Why 6 Polish fighters? That probably says that it says something, right?
Well, I think what it says is it's something great about the sport in the country. There's been fighters developing for a number of years. There's people getting training and working in other promotions all around the world, getting themselves to try and fight in the UFC. The stars have lined up that these 6 Polish fighters, their calendar is right, they're at the peak of their condition at this moment in time, and it gives us that great opportunity. But like I said, it's not just the 6 Polish fighters. There's fighters from 12 other countries coming in as well. We've 12 different fights on the night. Usually we only put on 10, so we're bringing an extra 2 fights to the card as well. We're having 3 women's bouts, the first time in the history of the UFC to do that outside of our tough finale. So again, we want to make this really, really special for all the Polish fans, and we look forward to welcoming everybody to the Krakow Arena on April the 11th.
And we have tickets starting from 100 zloty. Why? How did you find the price? You told me about it. You will see the market, try to see how it reacts. So what's the reaction?
Well, the reaction has been superb. So we went on sale today from our newsletter. So people who are subscribed to the UFC newsletter get a code and they've gone on sale. We have absolutely been blown away by the reaction today. So if people don't have the newsletter code and they want to get on tomorrow, you better get on early to make sure that you get the ticket. And then with the pricing, it was a promise that we made to the Polish fans and a promise I made to you that we would make sure that the event is accessible for all levels. If people want to come and buy a ticket at 100 zloty, we were going to make it available at 100 zloty. If people want to sit octagon side, yes, they're going to have to pay more. But we've got a huge price range right across the arena. I think there's 8 different prices. So for everybody's pocket, even a wealthy guy like yourself, there's plenty of opportunity for you to buy tickets. But what I would say is you've got to act fast. These tickets will sell out. I guarantee that by the end of this weekend, this event will be sold out.
Is it a strategy that this being Krakow, not any other Polish city?
The strategy has always been around the Krakow arena. The arena is actually made for a UFC event. You've been to many UFC events all around the world, and when you look at the shape and the size of the arena, you look at the capacity that we can get 15,000 people or more into that beautiful arena. The acoustics of the arena as well. You know, it's a fantastic place. So Krakow as a city has been very welcoming to us as the UFC, been very welcoming to our fighters over the last couple of days here, and it's made it all real special. Everything's coming together at the right time, but the main thing is, if fans want to come from Warsaw or fans want to come up from Poznan, got to make themselves available, get online, get those tickets, grab them up quick.
I apologize for about a question about the Ultimate Fighter. You told me it's in advanced, right? So which country are you thinking of? Is this like country versus country or just overall European?
Well, I think that the format itself of the Ultimate Fighter hasn't been completely nailed down. It's people like yourself that keep asking us about, is it country versus country, is it nationality versus nationality, is it weight class, what's the weight class? We haven't nailed down that piece yet. What we have to do is work together with a great broadcast partner who's going to help us put this event together. That's the first part. The second part is then we have to build an Ultimate Fighter house. You see from our Ultimate Fighter, when you watch the Brazil edition or you watch our US edition, there's a house built. So we have to find somewhere and we have to make sure that we put the event together in the house. So there's a lot of other things that we're still working on. The trials, people have gone out already to start thinking about what's the weight class, what's the nationalities, what's the competition. And I think what I can promise you is that it'll be something a little bit different than you're used to.
I'm hoping for it. And I've noticed there's going to be an UFC gym open in London, probably. What's the another idea you would like to bring from US to Europe?
Well, it's not necessarily just bringing from US, it's a UFC gym. We've got over 100 gyms around the world at this point in time. We don't have anything in Europe yet. What we've been doing is working very hard with a partner who actually has been engaged with us for over 12 months now on securing the right place. So hopefully, you know, by the end of this quarter, and we've signed on the lease already, we'll be able to cut the ribbon and open the first UFC flagship gym, 30,000 square feet, the biggest gym in the city of London. So we hope to be able to do that in the back quarter of the year. And then what we want to do is even further than that is bring UFC Fit. Bring, you know, the classes that we run around UFC Fit. So for people like you, that you can train to be as fit as the fighter. We're not going to look to train you as a fighter, but we're going to train you to be as fit as a fighter. And that's one of the next things. You know, and we've got many, many different things that we do. UFCFightPass.com, the biggest streaming combat channel in the world. The only streaming channel in the world. And you know, these are great opportunities that we can bring fans who can engage with the sport. If they can't come to an event, they can engage in different ways. They go to UFC Fit, they go to UFC Gym, they can watch on Fight Pass. So 24 hours a day, the UFC is in your home.
The line is growing, so just two more. You told about the new anti-drug policy, and of course I saw the press conference from Las Vegas. But how it will work in countries like Poland or any other exotic without athletic commissions?
Well, I'm glad you class Poland as an exotic country, so that's your fans will love you for that. I know what you mean.
Because of MMA, right? It's not so restricted as any other.
So what we do in any country where there is no commission in place or there's no governance is we self-regulate. And we've done that all around the world. And the standards that we put in place are the standards that were rolled out at the press conference, that we're asking other commissions all around the world to abide by. So in the drug testing piece, every single fighter who turns up on the week of the fight will be drug tested. And you know, we have a zero tolerance policy for the taking of performance enhancing drugs. If they have a cup of coffee, we'll know they've had a cup of coffee.
And finally, whatever happens in Poland, is this what you will? Is this what the future of MMA UFC in Poland depends on?
No, I think the great thing is the fans have an opportunity to come and show the UFC what they're made of. We're going to come and we're going to put on a fantastic event on April the 11th. It's going to be something that the country has never seen. We're not comparable to any other organisation. We are the biggest, we are the best, and we are the fastest growing sports organisation in the world. People will see something really, really special on April the 11th. Make sure they get online today and tomorrow. Get your ticket.
What I was trying to ask is if the event will be successful, will it mean that maybe you're going to bring some more events to Poland? It's a never-ending question, but I need to ask.
No, I understand, and I think the thing that we're doing is trying to get through 2015 at this point in time. This is our second event in our calendar here in Europe, Middle East and Africa. We've announced that we're going to go to Glasgow, which again is a new city for us, and we're going to return to Berlin, where we were last year. Return to Berlin in June. So we've got a couple more dates that we want to roll out at the back end of the year, and we're starting to plan already for 2016. So please keep the pressure on me to make sure that we do come back to Poland in 2016.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Good to hear
See you
from
in April.
Thank you.